I am Constantine, Emperor of Eastern Rome. We Romans have declined of late, but again we shall rise. In the east, a second Rome. In my name, built over the Grecian city of Byzantium, it shall be Constantinople, the greatest city of Eastern Europe. An empire lasting 1,000 years, carrying the flame of civilization Rome itself has dropped. God above, guide us towards history.
Emperor, there is rioting in the streets. The peasants from the chariot races have degenerated into madness.
What? About what do these peasants riot in the streets against their emperor?
They call for reduction of taxes. They claim that your taxes crush them and drive them into the earth.
Do they not understand that an empire as mighty as ours requires a solid base? They provide a means for our empire with their gold and crops.
Even still, they call for reductions. Your Majesty, you have plenty of money and the seas are clear. Hire for yourself and your empress a ship and fly.
What? And leave our mighty empires and peasants? No. We must teach them their place. Rulers do not bow to subjects.
Theodora! What would you have me do? We cannot pacify these dissenters. We must escape.
I stay.
Very well. If that is your will, we shall stay.
But the right...
As Theodora herself has said, rulers do not bow to subjects. We must teach them. Gather your men. They shall not live beyond the palace stairs.
As you command, your Majesty, it will be done. Emperor Justinian! Emperor Justinian!
Emperor, I demand you reduce control over trade. Merchants such as myself are finding it harder and harder to make a living with your restrictions.
Control over trade is necessary, Arcadius. Our merchants cannot be allowed to grow fat and greedy.
But what of the nobles? They live in the decadence of luxury, while we scrape by on the streets. Let us barter our own silk.
No, Arcadius! Our merchants and civil administrators cannot be trusted.
No, they cannot be. I have truth of this.
Ah, Zeno, what news have you?
As you have commanded, my lord, I have investigated Theophanes. He is guilty of corruption. He collects and hides taxes. And furthermore, he blasphemes against God.
By his emperor's code of law, this is a capital offense. He must be crucified.
Indeed, your power is absolute, Justinian. If you allow this offense to go unpunished, it will only expose weaknesses in your power.
You are a cruel tyrant who abuses his power in the name of Rome.
Hold your tongue!
No! You may have quoted our laws, but that is your only accomplishment. And Belisarius' campaigns in the fields amount to nothing. You, with your harsh control over our political, economic, and religious lives, have led us all into turmoil.
Silence! The matter at hand is Theophanes. My loyal spy, Zeno, I thank you for bringing this news to me. I find our political spies useful in keeping our aristocracy in line.
No! You must fall. We should become a great republic like our Roman ancestors.
You dare question your emperor!
A single man cannot rule justly.
But he does not, Arcadius. He has a whole bureaucracy to aid him. The officers are placed based on civil service examinations.
Those are lies. The aristocrats claim the bureaucracy seats based on birthright.
Silence! You speak as though you are our equal.
Am I not? I am a merchant, yes. And because of your cruel oppression, I am low on the social ladder. But I am still a man.
I tire of this.
I will call the guards. You will be crucified.
I do not think the guards have to be called. Arrest him yourself, Zeno.
As you command, my lord.
Unhand me! The people will rise.
I think not. The people love me, for I am their emperor. You, on the other hand, do not. Good night, Arcadius.
It's the middle of the day.
Good night, Arcadius. May God have mercy on your soul. Take this filth away, Zeno.
As you command, Emperor.
I am sorry you had to witness that, Maximus.
You need not apologize, Justinian. He now knows what will happen to him if he disobeys you.
I am loyal. Justinian, you know this.
Yes, Maximus, my master architect. How goes the construction of my great Hagia Sophia?
Progress is slow, Emperor. The great church will be finished in time. An architectural feat of this magnitude has never before been attempted.
All the more reason for haste.
God himself shall see this magnificent church I have constructed for him. Then even the Pope and his subjects in Rome must bow to the glory of my great Hagia Sophia.
The Pope must bow. Do you dislike the Pope?
And you do not dislike the Pope.
I am a Christian. Is love of the Pope not necessary?
Where in the Bible is there mention of a Pope or worshipping icons? Perhaps the church as a political institution rivaling kings and emperors? Never, Maximus. Mark me, if things continue at this rate, the Pope shall soon find the East separated from his Roman Catholic Church.
What chaos such a schism would cause.
It is unavoidable at this rate.
I must bid you farewell, Emperor. I must go see over the constructions.
You are dismissed, Maximus.
Emperor, I bring news from General Belisarius.
Ah, wonderful. What news have you?
The Roman ancestral territory has been retaken from the Ostrogoths.
The barbarians fight poorly.
Am I deceived? Or are your casualties as great as ours?
You anger me, barbarian. Surrender to the Byzantine, and you will be spared.
I have no need of your mercy!
As you wish. I am the spearhead of New Rome. This entire area will be reclaimed as Justinian command.
My fathers crushed the Romans, fitting that I crush you!
I am Belisarius, greatest general of Constantinople. I ask you, do you yield?
Why would I? You are at my mercy! I have no need for your Byzantine fighting. I am an Ostrogothian warrior. Tell your emperor his dream of reclaiming Rome dies with this general.
Dies today. Messenger, the day is ours. Go back and tell Justinian that we are one step closer to his dream of reclaiming the Roman lands.
General Belisarius furthers towards your dream of the Mediterranean as we speak, my emperor.
Excellent. Now, I have a message to dictate to you for Civil Administrator Theopanes.
I am ready to take your message, my emperor.
The message is as follows. Theopanes, Emperor Justinian of Constantinople, relieves you of your service to the emperor. You shall be an example for other administrators to stay in line, plus to be careful about whom they befriend. Zeno was a spy. You should know by now that the Byzantine Empire never trusts anyone, and that our political network of spies actually exceeds our network of bureaucrats. In the name of God, you shall be punished for crippling the weak with harsh taxes and then withholding said taxes from the empire.
I leave to deliver your message immediately, my emperor.
Quite amusing, Justinian. You punish administrators for swindling peasants, and yet you yourself use less than honest means to acquire funds for your treasury.
Thank God above that you are the Empress. I would not tolerate such talk if you were not.
Yet it's still true.
Yes, it is. I wonder how history shall remember us, Theodora.
As one of the great emperors of the Byzantine Empire, who codified the laws of the people, built the greatest church on earth, and yet ruled his people with sly dealings and an iron fist. Nevertheless, one of the greatest emperors who ever lived.
And a true Roman who spoke Latin, and we conquered the territories formerly occupied by Rome. And yet his empress held great power over him, and some could argue she was more influential in politics than he was.
Therefore, the future will remember Byzantine women as influential in politics and less subservient to men.
Sometimes I wish you were more subservient.
Also, I do not think we will be remembered for our artistic achievements. We emulate our Roman ancestors, yet have no real creative mind of our own.
Sadly, you are correct, my empress, though the glory of our chariot races cannot be denied.
True, and neither can the political power of the racers themselves, or the riot they caused, which nearly cost you the throne.
Ah, I'd rather forget that. But what of our economy? We have a strong basis in our agriculture, supplemented by imperial-controlled trade in silk.
Overall, a height of the Byzantine Empire.